on guys, Jono here from Optimal Conditioning with another interview with the Mo. So here with Tristan from Atlas Sports and Conditioning. Today we're going to be talking about power. How are you doing today, mate?
Good, mate. How are you?
Yeah, well, thanks, well. So back in 2014 when I had the opportunity to do your course in person, we were talking on the topic of power, and you talked about if you're not moving fast, don't move at all. So in context, what can you sort of talk about that when we're talking about speed and power training?
Yeah, sure. So obviously when we talk about power training, we're talking about speed acquisition, we're talking about your rate of force development. That's the whole point behind it. So from a purist perspective, obviously power comes from the sports world or sports conditioning world, where if you're not moving quick, there's no point in moving. Simply because we're training our body to move a certain way.
Yeah, okay. Alright, so in line with that, you said it's more from a sports and conditioning sort of thing. Would an average Joe sort of be able to use power training and help them in just everyday life, or is it only for athletes?
No, absolutely. The average Joe can definitely get benefits from speed training, power training in general. I guess it comes back to knowing when, where and how.
Okay, of course. So when would you program for just your average person that maybe wants to just lose a bit of weight? When would be the perfect time to put in power training if you were going to?
Well, I would say once they've lost the weight.
Perfect answer. Okay then, yeah, fair enough.
But in context, to elaborate on that, of course, is if you wouldn't give someone a jump squat if they can't squat.
Of course.
So once that stability there and that basic line of strength is there, then we can look to increase that speed under tension. Simply because, as we know, if you increase the speed of a movement, the amount of force that goes to the joints, of course, goes to the roof. Yeah. And we don't necessarily want that if the client isn't stable. So make them strong, get them stable, then add that power.
Okay, in line with that, you talk about, if they can't do a squat. So what about for those personal trainers that, they really want to help that person and they know because we do squat jumps that burns more calories, and they're like, well, we want them to burn calories because we want them to lose weight. So, how can we sort of educate people along the lines of that, so that we don't get people injuring themselves but still get that power training down the track?
Yeah, sure. So again, we come back to this point of making them strong first, and you say, how do we educate them? Unfortunately, this means we tell them, whether we're telling our clients or our PTs or other industry professionals. It's just a lack of knowledge, really, isn't it? What more can be said about that, really? In reference to, we talk about lifting a heart rate to burn more calories or increase that metabolic effect. Well, there are plenty of other ways we can do it, or safer ways we can do it. And to a degree, even with power training, if we want to throw a medicine ball against the wall as hard as we can, well, that's a pretty safe environment for someone that's overweight, for example, where we don't want to necessarily load their joints. They can get away with that, and that in itself is a form of power training.
Oh, fantastic. So that's like a little variation that you can add in there that still gives them maybe what they want because they want to do power training because they think, power training, that's where I want to go, so that's maybe something that they want to do. So you can still give them that little element of it within a safe environment, because that's of course where we want to go. There's people out there that sometimes get a bit excited and they progress their clients a bit too quickly, and then that's where we can get injuries, and then they go 2 steps back and only taking 1 step forward. So in line with that, you of course run the PT Accelerator course. One of them is the power module. Also in line with that is a rehab module. So you talk about rehab of the knee and the hip. So very important with all of that to be able to get us moving correctly so that we can then add power. Can you talk us a bit about that?
About the program?
Yeah, about the program, please do.
Of course, so the program is a mentoring program, as you know, for personal trainers or industry professionals, and obviously covers movement in a holistic sense, from biomechanical issues right through to performance issues that clients might be after. So it covers a pretty wide spectrum, and obviously covers all the bases, so it's pretty thorough.
Yeah, fantastic. I've had the opportunity to do it twice, one time in person and then also online. Helped Tristan actually film a lot of it, which was quite helpful because as I was filming I was learning as well. Pretty good advantage. So if you'd like to find out more, please follow the link below. I'll put that in there, and then you can find out more. So thanks for joining me today, Tristan. Really appreciate it, and thank you for talking about power.
Pleasure. Thank you.